What is a sexual fetish that you just don't get? Anything involving poop. OMG, there was this Dateline, or equivalent, where a woman's husband developed a poop fetish, or finally admitted to it after many years, and he would follow her around and sniff her butt to see if she farted and was going to poop soon. She ended up murdering him, I think. Or maybe he murdered her. Getting your balls crushed. For example, I recall a documentary where this guy enjoyed getting his balls crushed by a woman wearing high heels. Pain and pleasure are two sides of the same coin, so that's just a little tingle in the old neurons. Necrophilia. Time to crack open a cold one. Thanks, you annoyed my neighbors with my laugh. The adult baby stuff. Also, the daddy thing is just weird. This is a complete mood breaker for me. I don't even know why I like boobs. I just like the monsieur, so that's a fetish I don't get. Same as every other man. Boobs are just awesome. Asterisk human. Scat vomit. Vomit is a fetish. I've definitely puked on a few dicks from deep-throating a little too enthusiastically, but neither of us enjoy it. The trick is to hum as you deep-throat the monsieur. The humming lifts the uvula, therefore suppressing your gag reflex. Funnily enough, I learned this from my dentist. She was teaching me how to brush the back of my tongue without gagging. Definitely don't understand desires towards animals and young children. Animals and kids are adorable and fun to have around, but that's really it. I find wanting to do sexual things to them just straight up disturbing. Or pedophilia and bestiality even considered as a fetish? I sure hope not. When I hear the word fetish, I just think of some kinky stuff that some people might like. No, they're mental illness and criminal acts against nature. Feet. Right, I can't think of anything less sexual than a foot. How are foot fetishes a thing? Soft, dainty feet can be cute. Unfortunately, that's not most feet. Scat golden showers. I would get pee in a dominating way, but everything beyond seems unenjoyable for me. Sounding. I'm not even sure what this is, and I probably don't want to. Stick it in your dick. Not your dick, your urethra. Women can do sounding too. Incest stuff. Like why? No one wants to fuck their sister, but people would love to fuck their imaginary stepsister. It's more about a random hot girl in her house that is a slut. Lol. I've asked a bunch of my guy friends about it and why they didn't mind it, but any other stuff like the family taboo is definitely questionable. My guess is that the taboo of it is stimulating a certain rush of doing something that you really shouldn't be doing. But if anyone from Alabama wants to correct my theory, please step up. I'm pretty open, but yeah, incest crosses a line for me. That line is called a lineage. I have kind of a thing for pregnant women, particularly small, fit pregnant women. I imagine a lot of folks won't get that. I'm not sure I do. My wife is pregnant in the moment and I DK what it is. I can't keep my hands off her. Probably has something to do with some fertility goddess I worshipped in my past life. I like a pregnant woman's boobs when they're super engorged and firm. That and a big belly not do. Big on lactating though. I loved when my wife was pregnant. She thought she was hideous, but I absolutely loved it. Wow, this was way darker than I expected. I was just gonna say feet, but holy shit. Balloons. We have reached fetish levels that I didn't think were possible. Diapers. Blacked cuck shit. Reddit's favorite. Cucks are the most racist people. Cock and ball torture. I would like my nuts to remain uncracked. Thank you very much. Why do people find feet sexy again? Have always had a foot fetish that is getting more and more prevalent last couple years. No idea why. I do remember being attracted to my mom's feet when I was little. Again, no idea why. If you find a whiling participant, maybe don't lead with the mother thing. I don't get vor. I knew someone who could only get off on soft vor. So, no death or digestion, just being swallowed then sitting in a stomach. I asked her what she liked about it and she said it makes her feel turned on by the danger. Like a tiny person helpless and humiliated by being lifted up and put in their mouth. But also, safe, like she's being held in the tummy. To this day I don't understand it, or the explanation she gave. Nothing even sexual happens. So how do you jack off to that? Also apparently there's tags on hentai sites for same size vor, and it's the most horrifying thing ever. 0 tenths. Her response is interesting. I think I kind of understand but not at the same. Like I could see how the sense of being connected and I guess embraced by your partner is satisfying, comforting. But I don't get the cannibalism part, like why not just a hug? Furries. Basically just weebs but for animal characters. Anal. Like I get why people do it, avoid pregnancy and heterosexual intercourse, and gay people have nowhere else to go but like. I personally prefer the flower. The vagina just seems cleaner, more comfortable and pleasurable. Anything to do with the anus, really. Poop comes from there. I'm a gay man and feel the same way. I get turned down every single time because of it. I'm gay and I could go the rest of my life without it, tbh. I absolutely refuse to receive. I'm jealous of the guys who enjoy it so much, but I hate every second of it. I don't like either end of the anal equation. I don't want to get covered in poo, and I don't want to feel like I'm pooping backwards. One time I was on deep into YouTube and found out there's a type of foot fetish where all you want to see is girls getting cars stuck in mud and then a shot of them pressing their foot against the gas pedal in frustration. There are pages with thousands of posts of this. They're few and far between, but they're shockingly huge. Fetishes lead to the best rabbit holes. Man, ear fetish, like why? I don't know why, but getting my ear licked just does something for me. I realize it's weird as hell. It's just sensitive like my neck, I suppose. Ear licking is definitely one of the risky moves with a new partner. I've learned that it turns some women on immensely, and then others tell you to never fucking do that again. Fun to find out which. Anything involving pain. The farting porn. I just can't fathom how it's hot. Pretty much all of it. Getting peed on. Getting pooped on. Feet. Feet squishing little creatures. Anime with octopuses. You name it. The idea of rape fantasies kinda terrifies me. The one I can almost understand is bondage, but only if it's done very carefully. I'm pretty dull. / There's nothing wrong with vanilla. It's the best ice cream flavor after all. Putt play. I'm all for some kinky bondage and toys, but why would you get off on dressing up and acting like a dog? Rough. Findom, obtaining sexual pleasure from sending all your money to someone. How? 9 years ago, a man contacted me on an online dating site asking me to be his fin du monsieur. I wonder how much money I'd have now if I'd taken him up on the offer. This ahagayo thing. It's a weird face and drooling. I guess I'm old and out of touch. Yeah, obviously ahoge is way cuter than ahagayo. Race play. Nope, just nope. Met the Indian girl years ago who was into this. Tried it a few times for her. Just ended up saying racist shit during standard BDS monsieur. Kinda fucked. I just like South Asian women. Don't make this weird. Cuckold. It's so weird. If you understand fetishes are about power and control, there isn't much you don't get. That's a bit reductive without context, but yes, many are about that. Scat. Crush videos. Honestly, I think I'd be happy to the time if I found someone watching one of those. Right up there with pedos. Sick cunts. Rape fantasies, CNC. Rape fantasy is one of the most common fetishes among women. I say fantasy because there is a distinct difference. The loss of control is intoxicating, but only as play. Is it really? Can someone explain to me why it is? I'm not judging, just wondering. My ex and I rape played all the time. I think he was into it because he liked being in control and dominating. I liked it because it made me feel sexy. Like, wow, you must really think I'm cute to just wanna rip my underwear off, pin me down and fuck me. And it was sort of a trust thing too. Like I could be in a vulnerable position, but I knew that I was safe and he would stop if I said our safe word. Finally someone answered. I guess I never thought of it like that. Thank you for giving an explanation. Surprisingly, A lot of people who were sexually assaulted develop a rape fantasy fetish. It's theorized that it's a way for them to take back control of their lives and to heal from the trauma. Rape fantasies, if done correctly, is all about pleasing the person with the fantasy. They're the ones who make all the rules, sets the scene, location, and play. They're in total control of what happens. Feet. There's not a sexy foot. There are feet, and they're uglier versions of feet. Depigous porn. What's that? Don't make me use Google. Well, depigous is a condition people are born with where the lower half splits at the pelvis. So essentially end up with 2 pairs of legs. Might have heard of a woman called Myrtle Corbin who had it. So can only imagine what the porn is like. How does it seem like they would have 2 pairs of legs though? They literally do have 2 pairs of legs. As far as I understand it would be, if looking at someone from the front. Right leg, left leg, left leg. Googling depigous isn't that an SFW? Just some old pics of people with it. And I thought I'd heard everything. Fisting. I dated a girl in college who had a large vagina. Just like men are all different sizes, so are women. I was able to get my 4 fingers in there with minimal effort, and definitely could have gotten my thumb in as well. She was loving it, but it definitely turned me off of her hands, especially if you're a David Bowie look-like. I seriously didn't expect a JoJo reference here. Prolapse. Why does this exist? Because we are saturated with porn. Creators think they need to become more extreme in the content for it to stand out. More taboos, more humiliations, more physical injuries such as prolapse, which is what it is. It's a sign of times. The newest internet sensation where our people had their sexual awakening by watching Violet transform, inflate into a blueberry in Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I will never understand that. Another one I don't get is sounding. Years ago I had UTIs constantly, and had to get a tube put up there. It was awful. I know men have an anatomy that's set up differently, but my God, how doesn't it hurt or become irritated? If there is anyone who does partake in this activity, I'd be interested to hear why it's appealing. You must be new online. Inflation porn has been a thing for years. Necrophilia, like what the fuck mate? I get all of them because I didn't pick what turns me on, and neither does anyone. This post was a lot less interesting than I thought it was going to be. The daddy kink, and especially when they blame it on daddy issues. I grew up without a father and have father issues, and I would never call someone daddy during sex. I already have a messed up connection to that word. Don't need another one. Feet, pee, poop, vomit. One of these is not like the others. Squat cobbler. Yeah, please don't make me Google that. What is it? Especially crybaby squat cobbler. Furries, just all of it. Asking sex questions on our AskReddit every 5 minutes. I just don't get that fetish. Abuse and pain. Degradation. Basically BDSM. You're also shit and piss. Not hating. I mean, if getting choked, called a slut, while getting pissed and shitted on gets you off, whatever. I just don't understand it. Then again, I'm in a sexless marriage, so sex itself is starting to seem ridiculous to me. Sexless as in you guys are no longer sexually attracted to each other, or sexless as in you two just don't like sex. Greater than then again, I'm in a sexless marriage, so sex itself is starting to seem ridiculous to me. If you're not both asexual, then it's a pretty sad state to be in. Feet. I don't get it. They're no more appealing than an elbow or patch of skin on the back. There have been some studies about why people might be sexually attracted to feet. Something with the wiring of the brain where feet and sex cross each other or something. Feet. There are hands you walk on, so it's just like a hand job. What's wrong with that? Hand jobs really turn me on, because it's like, my dick is in your hands, under your power, and you are physically putting effort into making me come with one of the most sensitive parts of your body. But feet, it just doesn't seem as sincere. I liken it to getting a hand job, but with 2 gloves on the end of 2 yardsticks. It doesn't have that pizzazz, that sensuality. It's like a socially distanced tandy. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.